Me and a boy are talking about some real shit. I mean hard shit, like how he wanted to die and he said, "Stop it, you're making me cry." I said, "What's wrong with that?" He said, "Everything." I said, "Name one thing." He told me two. I am not a girl and I am not a baby. I thought, there it is. The tough love line we hear from our mothers, we tell our best friends and we tell our little brothers, but as often as we say it, it's still a lie. Just 3 words: boys don't cry. He said, it's like you prove you're a boy when you prove what you're not. Well, I got caught a lot, so I got taught that you cannot walk like, talk like, fight like, write like, dress like a girl, or you're less like a boy and more like someone who ought to get beat up. Then he shrugs his shoulders like, I don't make the rules, but I don't fuck with fools who don't know the way to avoid and can call the bitches to not get emotional in the first place. It's the first taste of the pace of the waist. We embrace the violence that we think is our best protection, like flexing. I'll roll up the heart on my sleeve to show you the scar. I believe you know where this one is from. That fight where I fought, where I might have not been quite so quick to fit this fist like a fix for that first taste of violence, but I had to. There's too much to lose, and boys gotta prove what we're not. So I'll bluff like a blackjack, call back past the fact that this mask is an act, and that's all it ever was. Just don't talk to me like I've got tears in my eyes, because I'm not a girl, and boys don't yet. He said there's one other thing you should understand, is that every young boy wants to be a man. There's a presence of lessons in adolescence, like when my grade school grad class asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And my only answer was honestly, big. It's important to recognize, because they don't just tell you boys don't cry, they say big boys don't. And then they say you're big or you're worthless, so I know it's worth it. So I hold the surface tension, attention, prevention. Let me be real clear. The only thing I'm getting off my chest is a bench press. Like I'll become man enough to withstand enough, understand that my hands are commanding enough. I show up with fists, so I grow up like this split lip bullshit. Hit me any way you want, just don't acknowledge my feelings. And when I'm a man, I won't still wonder why. The first thing I learned is that boys don't. You get it. I said, yeah, I get it. I'm also a guy. But listen, I'm telling you, every boy cries, it's a fact, right? But you act, right? If nothing else, wear your mask, right? But it's like this, you start, you can't fight this apart, and you gotta let somebody else in your heart. I mean, real shit, hard shit. Trust me, be who you are. Quit telling me this isn't sad, or that it doesn't matter. You matter. And that's not poetry, that's a full sentence. So when you say stop it, you're making me cry. You decide to try to lie, deny the inside. Your implied pride is leading to the biggest killer of boys and young men, suicide. And that comes from somewhere. Which brings me back to that tough love line we heard from our mothers. We told our best friends and we told our little brothers. But as often as we said it, it was always a lie. Let's change just one word. Boys do cry.